Hello, I'm Laura Beck, and this is the Outlet Unplugged presents 10 Questions. Tonight we have one of our comics who will be performing at Comedy Night at Hava Java, Tyler Rothrock. Now Tyler has been a staple in the Lehigh Valley comedy circuit, and we're very pleased to have him here tonight. Can you tell me, Tyler, a little bit more of your comedy career?
My career, it's been, I started when I was 22 and in Philadelphia. And then I just did open mics, locally and travel wherever I wanted, New York, Philly, and did anything that would pop up. I tried to get on stage as much as possible. And that's where I'm at still.
And what is your favorite place or area that you really like to perform in?
I like the Lehigh Valley because this is the area that gave me the perception of things that I have and the mentality that I have, and the way I view life has a lot to do with growing up right here in the Lehigh Valley.
Okay, and what kind of elements do you feel is essential to being a comedic performer that you kind of took from the Lehigh Valley?
Yeah, I mean, elements you have to have, you have to have, I don't know, it's hard to answer that because a lot of guys are funny and you don't know why, So the things I try to do is I try to keep things spontaneous, but I also make sure I'm prepared enough that I can be spontaneous and still be funny, I guess.
Okay, and at what age did you feel that comedy was just something that you needed to do? It was the tipping off point where...
Yeah. Well, when I was young, me and my cousins would always make plays. At holiday parties, we'd create a play, and the family would come in and watch it, and they would hate it because it was take away from eating. But so I didn't even know I wanted to perform until I was 22 years old, until I started, And it's been fun ever since.
Great. Who are the performers that have influenced you the most?
Professionally, I like Bill Burr, Greg Giraldo, Patrice O'Neill. I also like Randy Tung. He's a local guy. He really helped me out when I started. Guys also like Doug Karf when I first started here at the mic. And I would go to Bill Naday. You guys know Bill, right? He runs the Hookah Lounge open mic.
Oh, okay.
He's not a comedian, but he gave me so much stage time where he's been crucial to my success. If this is success, but me enjoying stand-up comedy has been crucial.
Do you ever feel that there is some sort of, stereotype or stigma that comics might have?
Yeah. Some people, I guess, think that they're sad and lonely, and they are. They always are. But that's by choice. But there's a stigma, everybody thinks you're trying to be funny all the time, in conversation, and that's one thing, that we're not always funny. That's just if you're an accountant, you're not always counting numbers. It's just the thing we do when we're ready to do it. But it comes with the territory too. So if you're an accountant and your buddy needs stuff, needs his taxes done, you got to do it.
What is the process that you go through to develop your stand-up routine? Is there a process?
Process. Not really. There's really, I think there's a method to the madness. I don't necessarily know the method. I try to make my comedy really personal, and so I'll take something that happened to me and I'll try to figure out what's funny about it or what's relatable about it, and then make it funny. But there's not really a method to the way I develop it. It just kind of happens. What I do a lot of is I'll have an idea, and I go to a lot of open mics, and I'll just go with that idea, and I'll go on stage and talk about it. And for the first 5 or 10 times is the most unfunny stuff. But then you'll keep finding lines or avenues to take that's funny, and then you just, because I record all my sets, and that's how I do it.
Okay, so you review
Yeah.
what you can improve on or what worked, what didn't work. That's really good method to have. Have you ever come across hecklers during your stand-up, and how do you deal with them?
Yes. Hecklers are, they're a big part of comedy. We come across them a lot. And how you deal with them? That's like this, being spontaneous. There's a couple rules. Like you never want to be meaner than you don't want to be meaner than the heckler. A lot of times the heckler is the biggest idiot in the crowd. He's drunk, so all you have to do is repeat what he said, and it makes him look dumb. But sometimes you just go with what you think. Yeah.
And you might have touched upon this already, but what is your comedic style?
People ask me this all the time, and I never know the right answer. I try to blend personal experience with the way I think about life, and just try to show the people listening who I am at that time. 26-year-old, I haven't figured anything out in life, and that's kind of who I want them to know. Every time I do a set, my goal is for the people to laugh, but also to leave like they know me. I think the most successful comedians are guys that, after you watch him do a set, that you're like, that guy's my friend. He's my uncle. I can relate to him. I'll go see him again because I'm comfortable with him. That's kind of what I try to do.
Well, that's great. But sometimes there's a lot of comics that will just go out and really nail the audience, and pick someone out. And that's happened to me. My friend. And I did not like that. It's uncomfortable, and then you feel kind of intimidated.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Hecklers, some people bring hecklers on themselves. Sometimes I've even done it. But hecklers, I never try to pick an audience member out and pick on them because, we work so hard developing material that I don't want to not say it. I want to say it. And if you just pick on one, that's easy. Anybody can say, hey, look at that guy. He's got weird shoes on. Well, but what about you?
Can you name the worst experience that you had at a gig?
Worst experience? There's been a lot of bad experiences. Nothing that made me want to stop. I've cried. That made me want to cry. You get heckled, you get comments. The worst experience. The worst experience in comedy that I think is a crowd that isn't paying attention. Because people are scared of bombing, and I'm not, because that's just a reaction. That's a reaction in the same way that a big laugh is a reaction. The thing that's bad is when there's no reaction because people aren't listening, because then you have no idea what you're doing up there, if it's working or not. So the bad experiences that I have all been, battling with the crowd to get them to pay attention, just let you try to be funny, whether you are or not.
Imagine how frustrating that can be.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
If you had a superpower, which kind of power would you like to have? Why?
The superpower would be making my mom appreciate my journey of not going to college and trying to do comedy. That would be the superpower. If I could make her brain get on board with what I'm trying to do. No, a superpower, I think it'd be cool to be invisible. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I feel like everybody with a superpower would abuse it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Maybe just the superpower of affirmation.
Yeah. Superpower, just knowing that you're doing the right thing. That's my one constant battle. Because show business, entertainment, comedy, there's no certainties. It's a tough business, and you're always second guessing yourself. And you don't know what's going to happen next. And if I just had a crystal ball, that would be a good superpower to have.
Yeah.
But that would also take away from a lot of the fun.
Do you have any upcoming shows that you would like to plug, or a website that people can view your stuff at?
Well, tonight I'm opening for Nick DiPaolo right here in Arts Quest. So you're probably gonna watch this. It's gonna be too late. But we got the Outlet Unplugged. That's the 8th, right? 10th. And then also Music Fest. I'll be here during Music Fest. So check out Music Fest. Check out the Outlet Unplugged. Hope to see you out.
Great. Well, thanks a lot for stopping by.
Thank you.
I know you've been running around and living in New York now?
New York.
Wow.
New Yorker.
How are the comedy spots?
The comedy's fun in New York. It's everything else is a nightmare. Like, I never rode a train. I didn't depend on, like, if I needed to get somewhere, it was like, all right, you got to get into a car and drive there. But now it's, you got to depend on a train. You know, they got to show up, take you.
So, thanks again. And if you want to join us at Hava Java on August 10th for our comedy night, that would be fantastic. We have not only Tom is going to be there, we have Ken Fowler, Shelley Lee, and Alfonso Zamora. So if you want to check out any more upcoming events, you can find the Outlet Unplugged on Facebook. Thank you and good night.